And welcome back, everyone. I'm joined by my friend Navin.
Yo.
And this week, actually, what we're going to do is we're going to start off a series where every Thursday we're going to do sort of like a throwback Thursday of either movies, TV shows, or video games that we think you should take a look at from way back in the day, which is a totally subjective term. But either way, in honor of the passing of Denise Matthews, aka Vanity, aka Laura Charles, we're going to do a review of The Last Dragon, which is actually one of my personal favorites.
You're going to get two different perspectives because Franco saw it way back when and I saw it this morning. So you have that perspective of someone that watched it back
who grew up on it.
Right. And then you have the perspective of someone that watched it this morning.
Right. So just to put things in perspective, on Rotten Tomatoes, it got a 33%. So it isn't an Oscar-worthy movie by any means or shape or form.
Yeah, it's not, I wouldn't say, it's not a movie for everybody. It's definitely, this movie was made or released in 1985. So it is an 80s movie, so expect lots of hair and lots of
dated references,
and bad acting.
Yes. This the complete and utter opposite of hardcore acting.
Yeah, this one's it's pretty campy. So if you like campy movies, like
it's a campy kung fu movie. Put it that way.
It is definitely a campy kung fu movie set in Brooklyn, New York.
So all right, now we got that out of the way. Let me give you a quick synopsis. Bruce. What's his name? Leroy Green. No, is it Leroy Green?
No, Bruce Leroy is what
Bruce,
they call him.
Well, that's the main character is Bruce Leroy, but his name is Leroy Green, and basically he's all into Bruce Lee, and he practices kung fu. He has a master and everything, and the opening credits is actually pretty cool, and it's sort of the same way the Bruce Lee movies are. Or kung fu movies are in general. This is basically it's produced by Motown, so it's like a black version of a kung fu movie.
Yeah, Barry Gordy was one of the executive producers on this, and if you don't know Barry Gordy, he is one of the premier Motown producers of his era.
Also, shame on you for not knowing who Barry Gordy is. So, all right, now that we got that, well, actually, no, we'll continue with the synopsis. He's a guy that is really into Bruce Lee. He is, for the lack of a better term, a kung fu master. And there's this thing called the glow, which is like this higher level thing that basically he is the first black Super Saiyan. Something like that. If you've seen the memes, you'll know what I'm talking about. So basically, there's this other guy who is the Shogun of Harlem, not Brooklyn, actually. Yeah, so he looks like, I want to say, Busta Rhymes' dad.
He's got that hair going on. He's wearing, for some reason, his costume or outfit or whatever you want to call it in this movie is him wearing football pads
with Japanese logos on them and
no shirt underneath it.
Right, and to top it off, he has the sunglasses with the slits in them.
Oh yeah, well, that was an 80s.
That was an 80s thing. And Converse. This girl named Laura Charles who has her own show, like. It's a dance show, which
it's like TRL.
It's it's like TRL, but it's more back in the day, like Soul Train.
Soul Train, yeah.
Like Soul Train. This wannabe gangster guy by the name of Eddie Arcadian, he owns a bunch of arcades, and he wants his girlfriend's music video played on the air. Laura Charles refuses. He reacts by kidnapping her and forcing her, or trying to force her, to play the video. It's a flimsy plot, but he's stopped by Bruce Leroy a couple times actually, which leads him to hire the Shogun of Harlem, aka Shonuff, to rectify the situation, as it were. It's just basic excuse for fight scenes. They're not the best fight scenes, but
they're not even good fight scenes.
Yeah, they're campy kung fu, or they're imitations of old school kung fu movies. It's sort of like a Motown version of a kung fu movie, which is exactly what it is.
It's okay. Like I said, I've never seen it before until this morning. So my view on it is it was weird. There was legitimately no story to this that was discernible in any way, shape, or form. like I said, the entire movie is really campy. So if you like movies like Top Secret and like what was that, The Golden Child with Eddie Murphy, then you would like this movie.
See, but the thing is, those movies were meant to be funny. This one, I don't think was meant to be funny.
I'm pretty sure this was meant. This had to be.
No,
it could not be.
I'm pretty sure they thought that there are parts in it where that gave me hints that it was a little bit more. They thought the movie was a little bit more serious than we took it. I thought it was like a fun kung fu movie, but not an actual comedy movie like focused on being a comedy movie. If anything, it would more than likely be a parody, but not an all-out comedy. I really dug the music that is in it. I actually have the soundtrack to it.
Thanks, Barry Gordy.
I thought the music was good. I grew up listening to that sort of music, and I really liked it. The last fight scene, in my opinion, still holds up. I still get excited about it. The whole thing with the glow.
Just let your soul.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I would say it would live in the same universe as Coming to America. If I had, it lives in the same universe. Okay, no. And that not officially, but if I had to place it anywhere,
Coming to America is 4 bajillion times better than this movie.
It is, but that's because it's a comedy movie. This one, it's funny because it's bad. It's not Sharknado bad. I mean, kung fu movies aren't super fantastic in the quality that's put out, other than like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon or something like that. It's not this.
Well, I mean, it's a cult classic, I feel, for a reason. Between the music and just its campiness, and in terms of the type of movie that it was. It didn't take itself super seriously. The main Bruce Leroy is what they call him, is walking around the entire movie in what is that?
Stereotypical at this day and age, it would probably be kind of racist. Full on like Chinese get up with like the straw hat, and he even has like he has an accent from a dude that lives in Harlem. He doesn't talk like anybody else in the movie. And they even have like a bunch of Asians in the movie, and they don't talk like he talks in the movie. It's definitely dated, and I don't think that they could get away with making a movie like that today. But putting that aside, I still think that the movie is worth watching just to see, sort of like a time capsule, if that, just for the sheer curiosity. But in and of itself, and I'm biased because I grew up on this, but it still I think holds up. I really dug it. It's worth watching at least once, maybe, to make up your opinion. It's
definitely, I would say, worth watching once. It wasn't horrible. You just you keep watching it. It's sort of, I don't want to say it's like a car accident, but you kind of keep watching it just to see what happens. Because you're like, how weird is this going to get? You're not 100% sure what's going to happen next. It's something I would definitely watch. I don't know if I'm hooked on it like you are. The music was fine. I mean, the music was cool. And the acting and all that stuff was really sort of bad, but I mean, it was supposed to be bad, so.
Yeah. And also, Vanity. That was the first time I ever saw Vanity, and I just developed like this massive crush on her, in all honesty.
Oh yeah, no, she's really, really good looking.
She's yeah. So definitely watch it, if just for her, in her memory, and all kinds of sadness. Laura Charles, no.
Where can you see this now?
It was on iTunes for a while. I mean, no, it was on Netflix. Excuse me, it was on Netflix for a while. It's no longer there. I mean, it's not an expensive movie to buy. I think it's like $6 on Amazon on Blu-ray. The 30th anniversary. The main actor, his name is Taimak. He's made a bunch of other movies. He's actually doing MMA.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
wait, is his name really Taimak?
His name is legit Taimak.
Huh.
Whether he changed it to that or not, or his parents gave it to him, it's Taimak.
Something to Google, kids.
Yes. Taimak.
Probably.
Yeah. There's this little kid in there. He's amazing. Turns out his name is Ernie Reyes Jr. and he's been in a bunch of movies. Apparently this is his first movie. His dad was a fight choreographer.
You probably know Ernie Reyes Jr. as the little guy that attacked The Rock
in the rundown.
In the rundown.
Yeah. Ernie Reyes Jr., he's the little kid in this. He is freaking amazing. In my opinion, he's one of the best parts of the movie. Definitely worth the movie. It's worth checking out just for his part too. But yeah, I think in summation, definitely go ahead and watch it. If you have an extra, an afternoon you're not doing anything, or if you're just out of sheer curiosity, just go ahead and watch it. Like I said, you can get it on Amazon probably like for $6 or on iTunes. Go ahead and watch it. You won't be disappointed.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, it makes sense. You can watch it. It won't. It's not a waste of your time like a lot of movies. It's definitely not. I guess you're gonna fall in love with it or you're not. I didn't specifically fall in love with it, but it wasn't a bad movie. It was once you go in knowing what to expect and you don't expect Oscar-worthy movies, then you'll be good to go.
So basically, you didn't regret watching it.
I did not regret watching it.
Okay, good.
And now I know who Bruce Leroy is. I mean,
yeah. If
only for the name Bruce Leroy, you should watch this movie.
Yeah, and if you see Busta Rhymes doing all dressed up in all kinds of Japanese getup, he probably got it from this movie as well.
It was definitely an homage to Shogun.
Yeah. Shonuff,
that too.
Who's the master? Shonuff.
Well, Shonuff, the Shogun of Harlem.
Yeah.
There you go.
You'll see what we're talking about once you watch the movie. All right, and thanks everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment. I really want to hear what you think about the movie. And on that note, we're out of here.